Hello everyone, my name is Shadi Kadura and I would like to welcome you to this presentation. As life after the pandemic slowly returns to its new normal, the return of domestic and regional travel may be the first sign of recovery, especially if international travel remains tight and quarantine restrictions are still in place. This study looks into the characteristics of Middle Eastern domestic and interregional leisure travel. It also explores travelers' preferences and aspirations. The study was conducted by Inside Out Consultancy, and I would like to thank Amadeus for sponsoring the report. So we carried out a survey back in May of this year that explored the opinions of about 1,800 leisure travelers from across the Middle East. The survey was distributed to travelers in UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt, in addition to other Middle Eastern countries in the GCC and Levant. We captured the views of frequent travelers because more than half of our respondents traveled 2 to 3 times for a holiday last year, and a quarter traveled 4 times or more. Soon it will be safe to travel again. Borders will open and flights will be available without quarantine restrictions. So we asked our respondents if it was only possible to travel within the Middle East, where would you go for holiday? A quarter of the respondents said they would not go on a holiday this year. It could be too soon to travel for some. Others may have other reasons, financial for example. However, 75% of the respondents said they would go for a holiday whenever it is possible. The UAE was selected as a destination by about half the respondents, Saudi Arabia by 10%, who would mainly visit the religious sites in Mecca and Medina. 26% chose Egypt for their holiday. That includes Egyptians who live in Egypt, so they're going for a staycation, and expat who live in other countries in addition to tourists. And 18% would go to other leisure destinations like Jordan and Oman. Digging deeper into the matrix of source markets and destination, this chart shows the holiday destinations selected by leisure travelers according to their country of origin. For example, 32% of UAE residents would go on a domestic holiday. Similarly, 18% of Saudis and 29% of Egyptians. The chart also shows that 36% of UAE residents would choose to go to Oman for holiday, and 45% of Egyptians would choose to go to Lebanon. The Middle East is a very well-established destination for leisure travel, but the actions taken by governments of many countries in the region, although have led to having a relatively low number of COVID-19 cases, obviously took a toll on the economy due to the lockdown. But now there is a great opportunity for the region to come out of this crisis stronger and for the tourism sector to recover, relying on domestic and regional travel as a starting point. Going away just for a day trip was never enough for Middle Eastern holidaymakers. Only 2% said they would do that. The overwhelming majority would go for a holiday that includes overnight stays. While over 60% indicated they would go away for up to a week, the remaining 40% or so would choose longer holidays, especially those who live in Saudi Arabia and UAE. The economic downturn of the pandemic has led so many potential holidaymakers to hold on to their savings. They would certainly spend less on holidays and might not travel as often or as far as they used to do before. This is why brands wanting to entice these customers back will have to appeal to their new requirements and budgets. As long as travel remains safe, because safety and hygiene are now key factors in everyone's travel decision-making process. This is also good news for domestic travel, as customers are becoming increasingly aware of holiday destinations and holiday trips to be taken within a relatively short trip away from their homes. The spread of COVID-19 has been causing serious challenges to airlines, airports, and their ecosystems. The return of air travel would require carrying out screenings and physical distancing measures that would likely become a standard feature of the travel experience, which means that time spent at airports is likely to increase significantly. We asked our respondents how would that affect your travel decisions and choices. More than half said that spending more time at airports would have a big effect on their travel plans. Some would travel less or even cancel their holiday altogether. However, about 21% said that the new airport measures, although inconvenient, would have little or no impact on their plans, so they would continue to travel. Destinations and travel providers in the Middle East and all over the world have been implementing new measures that can increase safety and restore confidence in travel. These measures include physical distancing, deep cleaning, carrying out random tests. Others are implementing even more extreme measures like the use of full-body disinfecting chambers and cleaning robots that zap bacteria with ultraviolet light. Whatever it is, the objective of all of these measures is to eventually help in restoring customer confidence in travel. Our study shows that although holidaymakers are still interested in exploring attractions or grabbing a holiday bargain, the majority indicated that safety measures are now central to their selection of holiday destination. So what sort of attractions or activities would the customers do or visit during their holidays? Spending quality time out and about or with family and friends have always been on top of many people's holiday list. This hasn't changed. Our study shows that this will continue in a post-pandemic world. Holidays with an emphasis on outdoor activities might be particularly appealing after people have been cooped up in their homes for months. Typical activities like dining out, sightseeing, and shopping are still going to be desirable, but as a byproduct of the holiday itself. Additionally, Middle Eastern holidaymakers are less interested in activities and destinations where they would be in close proximity to other people. For them, the smaller the crowd, the better. This is why, in addition to distancing and hygiene measures, crowd management, meaning the managing of the flow of people checking in, checking out in lobbies, in restaurants, or other communal areas, is a very important task to master for travel providers to continue to attract customers. Leisure travel is going to be the headline of the next phase of travel because businesses will probably cut back on travel and look to do more virtual meetings, as we found out in a previous study. Approximately a quarter of business travelers said they would use alternative methods, if possible, to traveling, that is. So travel providers will find themselves catering to leisure travelers who are always on the lookout for exciting discounts, upgrades, free vouchers, to maximize the value of their spending money during the holiday. However, packages that bundle flights with accommodation, with or without activities and meals, would be slightly more appealing, as this chart shows. We found that people before the pandemic, 30% of respondents searched for packages. Now, after the pandemic, the number jumped to more than 48%. Operating in a post-COVID-19 world, travel providers are expected to adapt and adhere to specific protocols to make travel safe again. Among the practices requested by customers are the obvious deep cleaning, clean-proof labeling, the use of masks and gloves by staff, safe handling of luggage, and social distancing measures, all of which are considered to be less intrusive measures that are key to ensure a smooth holiday and a safe environment. Customers also demand more clarity and flexibility with regards to the change and refund policies. This brought us to finally ask respondents, how do you want to learn about the safety and hygiene measures travel providers are taking? So this is about communication. In time of crisis, service providers' interaction with customers can trigger immediate and lasting effects on trust and loyalty. This is particularly true in the travel and tourism business, as travel providers and authorities are expected to deliver experiences and services that meet customers' needs. They have to deliver that with empathy, care, and concern. And the first step to caring is reaching out, not only in marketing or other open attempt to gain competitive edge, but also to offer genuine support and communicate safety messages. And of course, the best communication platforms for that are the digital ones. So in conclusion, slowly but surely things will get back to a new normal and we will travel again. And there is a great opportunity. The recovery of travel will be based on the return of domestic and regional travel. This is why travel providers and authorities need to restore confidence in travel by working together, communicating, and setting up standards that answer to what customers want. Customers want safety, they want genuine support and flexibility, all in clear and direct communication. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can download this report on our website. So until next time, stay safe and don't forget to start planning your next holiday. I hope the pictures we shared here would give you some inspiration.